Did you know that the Lear, the laser-assisted electrical rifle in Fallout, is a precursor to the development of plasma weaponry in the Fallout universe? It proved the suspension field principle that plasma weapons needed to be made. In the early 2050s, something arrived. Not a person, not a virus, just a thing. An outsider that slipped into our world. People who got too close to it started to change. Plants twisted, animals warped, and humans tore apart from the inside out. The government called it the New Plague, but it wasn't a disease. It was rewriting life itself. They captured the thing, designated it X001, and tried to study it. That research, it led to the Pan-Immunity Virion Project, and eventually the FEV, the first ghouls, the first super mutants, all born from that one mistake. And maybe they never destroyed it. Maybe it's still sealed deep within Vault 96. Sleeping. Waiting. There's a city in Fallout's cut history. A place meant for Van Buren, the original Fallout 3. Called New Paradise. Started as a perfect government town near the Mariposa military base. Clean, self-sustaining, untouched by the bombs or radiation. After the Great War, survivors called it a miracle, a safe haven. But paradise never stays pure for long. The New Plague, that pre-war disease, found its way in. The government tried to make people immune through the Pan-Immunity Virion Project, the one that created the FEV. The results? Uncontrolled mutations. New Paradise became a fortress sealed, walls up, guns ready, and no one in or out. Those inside either died or changed. Some say the lights still flicker there at night. Others say the soil itself carries the plague, waiting for someone to wake it up. Did you know the N99 10mm pistol from Fallout is just a Desert Eagle with an old school style laser sight mounted underneath of it, built onto the frame of the gun? The NCR isn't a nation like the old world. It's more like a massive police force with a tax system. Most towns stay mostly independent, still using bottle caps, still running their own affairs, and the NCR just provides laws, MPs, and occasionally a militaristic push should they need it. It's a loose patchwork, not a unified country. Do you know how NCR caravans reach New Vegas? Not with trucks, not with trains, not with vertibirds. With pack brown. If their supply lines run on livestock, their manufacturing has to be small scale. They're industrialized on paper, but just not in practice, it seems. A quote from Metro fits the NCR perfectly. Kids won't know how to operate this, and their kids will think it was built by the gods. That's the NCR. People can keep old tech running, but almost nobody knows how to build it from the ground up anymore. Their entire society is duct taped together with pre-war leftovers, and expansion is the only way to keep it from collapsing at this point. Did you know the Displacer Glove in Fallout New Vegas wasn't originally designed as a weapon? Pre-war, it was actually a riot control loudspeaker, a glove with a built-in sonic array to disperse crowds. Then someone figured out you could retune it to fire concussive air blasts, and suddenly the loudspeaker became a shockwave punch. Did you know the mysterious stranger is technically real? He's most likely based off of a phenomenon known as the Third Man Syndrome. It's a survival phenomenon where people in extreme danger feel a comforting, unseen presence guiding or helping them to safety, often described as benevolent and just someone different. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Everyone says the NCR is just pre-war America rebuilt, but it really isn't. They're not the same industrial powerhouse. Their people are living in the ruins of old California, scavenging for what they can, and calling it prospecting. They're doing what they can with 200-year-old leftovers. Pre-war America, not even close, man. You ever wonder why the Scorched aren't feral? Scorched aren't ghouls. They're also not mutants. Well, not entirely. They're victims of a parasitic, spore-based plague that started with one experiment, exposing a little Appalachian bat to to radiation and biological contamination. And of course, the bat mutated, and it developed spores that don't just infect, they dominate every carbon-based anything that it comes in contact with. Humans, animals, super mutants, doesn't matter. The Scorched don't lose their minds instantly. They keep their weapons, their aim, their tactics, but their personalities are gone, replaced with a shared hive mind tied directly to the Scorched beast. In Fallout 76, there's something called the V-13 Pylon. Now, lore says this is supposed to be some type of time machine hinted at having a link to Vault 13. But I think that it doesn't send you back in time. It lets you skip timelines. Not fixed events, just sliding sideways into a different version of reality, where things played out differently. Quite frankly, I think it's Bethesda hinting at a multiverse, much like the one we see in Starfield. One Fallout theory I love is the Vault-Tec wasn't just building shelters, they were preparing for a coup against the United States. Think about it. Private security forces, VR training, cryopods, drug testing vaults, bunkers full of elite families. They had the manpower, they had the resources, they had the government connections. If the bombs didn't fall, those vaults became a perfect staging area to take over the United States. Most people know the Brotherhood of Steel for their power armor and laser rifles, but their origins are way darker than you think. Roger Maxson didn't found the Brotherhood because he wanted to save the world. He founded it because he walked into a military lab and found US soldiers being experimented on with FEV. He and his troops executed the scientists and broadcast it to the world. But nobody answered, because the world was already dead. From that silence, the Brotherhood of Steel was born. In the Camp Guardian caves, you can find Private Halford, the only NCR soldier who survived the Lake Lurk massacre. He was dragged into the caverns, but killed one of them with his knife, and crawled until his legs gave out. Fix his injuries and he'll follow you. Pass a speech check of 50, and he'll even help you take revenge on every Lake Lurk that killed everyone in his camp. The real reason Camp Guardian fell wasn't because of bad luck. Camp Guardian fell because the survey team skipped half the caves in the area, Command never sent an actual communication radio, and the squad kept reporting shadows in the water, yet nobody believed them. And when the Lake Lurks finally hit, the soldiers were spread out, asleep, or out of position. Pure negligence is what destroyed this camp, long before the Legion could ever reach it. The Devil's Throat looks like a random hole in the ground, but it's one of New Vegas' deadliest spots. Toxic water, centaurs everywhere, and a giant evolved centaur that respawns. Inside the wrecked truck, in the center of it all, you'll find a corpse with combat armor, a party hat, and the CZ-57 Avenger, one of the strongest DPS weapons in the entire game. A unique named minigun. The Devil's Throat looks like a random hole in the ground, but it's one of New Vegas' deadliest spots. Toxic water, centaurs everywhere, and a giant evolved centaur that respawns. Inside the wrecked truck, in the center of it all, you'll find a corpse with combat armor, a party hat, and the CZ-57 Avenger, one of the strongest DPS weapons in the entire game. A unique named minigun. The real reason Camp Guardian fell wasn't because of bad luck. Camp Guardian fell because the survey team skipped half the caves in the area, Command never sent an actual communication radio, and the squad kept reporting shadows in the water, yet nobody believed them. And when the Lake Lurks finally hit, the soldiers were spread out, asleep, or out of position. Pure negligence is what destroyed this camp, long before the Legion could ever reach it. Now, I've seen a couple other shorts and stuff like this, so I figured I'd go ahead and make one. If you haven't been keeping up with Fallout Season 2, you may be wondering that since they're going to New Vegas, what happened to some of everyone's favorite factions? Like the Kings. Yeah, they're dead. they're dead. Yep. That's about it. And also ghouls, for some reason. Caesar's Legion. Well, just the Legion now. Caesar's dead. Died, laying in a field. Doesn't matter, no one cares. What's left of the Legion is now fighting over who's going to be the next Caesar, even though it says who is supposed to be the next Caesar. It's pretty much named in the game in New Vegas, if you didn't know. Which, if you didn't know, is Lucius. He's in Caesar's tent. He's pretty much the head of logistics and whatnot for Caesar's Legion, second only to Caesar. The main face would have been Legate Lanius, mind you. Doesn't matter. They're apparently gone. Infighting abound. And the Legion's just tearing itself apart at this point. What happened to the rest of the Legion? No idea. Mind you, it takes up like a quarter of the United States, but don't worry about that, right? Which is from Baja up to Denver, Colorado, just so you know. The NCR. Also gone. Shady Sands got nuked. Big thing, weird thing. Somehow just the entirety of that country just fell apart, even though the NCR is 5 states and like 3 territories. But one city in one state gets nuked and the entire place goes to hell, apparently. So that's great. No idea what's happening in the Boneyard, or Maxon, or Dayglow. You know, no idea what's happening in any of those states, but, you know, Shady Sands, one city, in one state gets blown to hell, and, yep, nope, whole NCR collapses. Fun, isn't it? Did you know the location known as Rockopolis actually exists in Fallout 3? The same Rockopolis that Herbert Dashwood talks about in his radio show. It's just west of Smith Casey's garage, and if you head there, you can actually find his ghoul manservant, as he puts it, Argyle. Mind you, he's dead, and the actual entrance into Rockopolis proper, the settlement, is caved in from the fight that was had there. You can also find a skill book, if memory serves me correctly, in the same location. It's a neat little area of the game not many people know about. And this gun here is called the Magnum Amicon. I cannot say that word fast. It's literally just the Necronomicon, but a gun. Right, you shoot and you kill somebody with this thing, and it raises them as a deadite, pretty much. They'll fight for you, they'll do what you want, and then when they die, they turn into ash, or goo, or tentacles, or something. Yeah, this is a strange one to find in Fallout, but goes to show you that the old ones do exist in the Fallout timeline. If you're wondering where this is from the Winter of Adam, tabletop RPG campaign module for Fallout, which is also a tabletop RPG if you didn't know.